All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If you're coming on, please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. And I want you to tag Lolly Dolly everybody. Let them know Prophet Ramonepreston, the squad, and the Ramonepreston show. We are live in his house on this beautiful Monday afternoon right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. All of my Facebook family members, YouTube family members, whatever the audio or video platform you're watching us or listening to us on, thank you so much for joining the Ramonepreston show on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Again, please, if you'll be so kind, family, hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody. I hope you've had an amazing weekend. I know my weekend was absolutely amazing. This whole year so far has been absolutely amazing. And I don't know how this year has been for you. I don't know how this past weekend was for you. But I know one thing. This is the day that the Lord has made. So we're going to go ahead and rejoice and be glad in it, no matter what this year or this weekend has been or was for you. But today we're going to make sure we make it count. And we've got a lot of things that we're going to be covering this week. As you know, my name is Prophet Ramonepreston. If you don't know, now you know. And I am the host of the Ramonepreston show. We come to you every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock noon, giving you information, education, heightening your awareness, just exposing you to things that are relating to what we consider to be biblical economics. That is information relating to financial literacy, entrepreneurship, business ownership, investments, family legacy, wealth building. In my personal and professional estimation, those are the most important aspects that make up biblical economics. And so every show that we host Monday through Friday, we center our topics of discussion around those areas that I believe are very important, especially in this time that we're in. We're talking about these uncertain times that most people call them, these pandemic times. But no matter what the times are in history, we still need to have a heightened awareness of biblical economics, especially if you're part of the faith community. So shout out to all of my family members and friends. Thank you for joining the show today. Guess what we're going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about how to pivot, how to package, and how to produce in business. Those three P's are powerful. I'm telling you, they are powerful. Now, I got a lot that I want to share with you. Truth is, I think this whole week, our theme is going to be centered around those three P's. I think our theme, that means every show, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I think this week all of our shows are going to be centered around the overall theme of those three P's. I really want to talk to you about how to pivot in your finances, how to pivot in your business, how to pivot in your ministry. If you are an independent minister, a pastor, a freelancer, a sole proprietor, you might be an individual that's working on a job, but you looking at expanding your side hustle. You might just be in between seasons where you ain't really got a lot going on and you want to know how to pivot. I'm going to really dig into that this week. Today, of course, but this week, I want to expand on that. And then we're going to dig into and expand on the packaging your gifts, your talents, your skill sets, your products, your services, your ideas, your concepts. Most people that I talk with, whether it's personal talks that I have or even professional consultation or coaching talks that I have with people, most people I talk to, they got a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts, a lot of things that they want to see manifest. They just don't know how to package them. And then we're going to really dig deep and expand on producing. Because if you make the right pivots if you create the right packages, then it's going to be about you producing. It's going to be about you taking what you have pivoted into, taking what you have packaged and produce results so that you can get to your next level. I think everybody on the planet, almost 8 billion people on this planet, everybody want to get to the next level. Everybody got a different next level. Everybody want to see success. Everybody got a different definition of success. Everybody want to see change. Everybody have a different description of change. Everybody want to get further than where they are. Wherever that distance is, it might be different for each person on this planet, but we all have things that we want to achieve in life. And so my goal is to help you pivot out of whatever's keeping you stuck and to pivot into those things that you need to pivot into, especially if you know that there's a business, there's a ministry, there's an idea, there's a concept, there's some type of system or structure that you know if you can put it together the right way, you can really see some things happen in your life. And I'm going to help you make that happen. By the way, if you have any questions today, like I always tell you, here's what you can do. You can dial the number 678-55, what is it? 678? I'm talking about my... I done did that like 3-4 times.
It's in the comments too.
Oh my God. 678-922-1963. What is it? 1963. Oh my God. Extension 1. Thank you. Oh wow. That is so funny. I'm telling you, I got so many numbers in my head. I always give the wrong number out. I did that yesterday. I was talking to a couple people, and you know how people just randomly pull their phone out, and I just went blank. I didn't know what number to give them, so I don't even know if I gave them the right number. It's like, just don't get the number from me. I be telling people, if they know you or my wife or people around me, I always tell people, you better reach out to the people that know me, because I don't be thinking about that kind of stuff. So anyway, if you have a question that you want to ask, it's in the comments. Okay, the number is in the comments. Yes. You can put your question in the comments, but it'll be easier for you to just dial 678-922-1963 extension 1. Why is that important? Because if you call that number, guess what? If you hit extension 1, it's going to come directly to my cell phone, and I'm going to answer it on the live. 678-922-1963 extension 1. Let me know what city you watching us from today.
Now you're trying to convince us you know the number.
I do know the number. I'm just,
so you convincing yourself.
You know, I just had one of those how did I get here moments.
Just that quick.
Just that quick. I was good all morning.
We chopped the meeting up.
I was good. I was good all morning. That always happens to me. You're gonna be laughing about that for like 4 days. Yeah. All right, so if you have a question, please call the number that we have in the comments, 678-922-1963 extension 1, or just drop your question in the comments. Whatever city you're watching from, please drop the city in the comments. If you're watching from Facebook, whatever city you're in, you're watching from YouTube, whatever city you're in, let us know. I appreciate all of you for everything that you do. Now, let me kind of segue into a foundation for this topic of discussion today, because last week was week 1 of our 1-year business coaching program. I'm sure you've seen some type of ads, you've gotten some type of email if you're on our email list, or text message. If you haven't, just keep watching. You're going to see me pop up somewhere. But we have been preparing up until last week for a 1-year business coaching program that I have put together. My team and I, we decided to come together and take our signature 90-day coaching program and extend it for an entire year to basically give our people 4 90-day coaching programs for the price of 1. It's an extraordinary 1-year, 52-week business coaching program. I'll talk more about it before we leave the show today, but I wanted to segue to establish a foundation with this because last week was week 1. We took the first 10 members or clients of our 1-year business coaching program last week, and we conducted our first one-on-one coaching session with them. Some of them were here with us in Buckhead in person, and a few of them were not here in Buckhead or in the state, so they did their one-on-one initial coaching session over Zoom. But we had about 10. We had about 10 people that we were able to get in the program and to conduct our first one-on-one session with. Now, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because the common denominator with all 10 of these individuals, all of which are entrepreneurs, they either own a business or multiple businesses, and or they own businesses and ministry. So they are in nonprofit and for-profit sectors. That's exactly what I'm in. But because this is what we specialize in, which is to help people start, structure, and scale their nonprofit or for-profit organizations, is something that we do every day. But the common denominator, y'all, with everyone was really centered around this whole concept that I teach about pivoting, about packaging, and producing within your business and or your ministry systems. And so I knew that this week I needed to really take some time to talk about this on the show, especially because these lessons that we teach on the show are the same similar lessons that we have in our Blueprint Game Plan program, which are based on the same principles and practices that we implement in our consulting business and in our coaching program. And so it's not just the 10, okay, that we coached last week for the first time, but it's almost everybody that we come into contact with. Probably almost all of you that are watching me today, you are having an issue either in your finances, you're having an issue in your business, you're having an issue in your ministry, or just in your life, generally speaking, with getting out of some type of stuck or some type of rut that you're in, which means you're having an issue pivoting. And if you're having an issue pivoting, that probably means you're having an issue taking the ideas, taking the concepts, taking the business products and services that you have in your mind and packaging them correctly. Because you can't really package those things if you haven't pivoted out of the rut or the stuck that you're in. Now, there are certain details that we have to walk through in order to get you to pivot and to get you to the place of packaging, but nevertheless, it's still a pivot issue, a package issue, which means it's going to be a what? It's going to be a producing issue. So that means if you're not making money, if you're not serving the people you feel like you should be serving in ministry, if you ain't reaching out to the people that you know you should be reaching out to, if you're not making the impact you know you should be making, I'm simplifying a very sophisticated process that professionals like me have to take you through, but I'm simplifying it for the purpose of this discussion in this show to explain to you that the problem you have is a pivot problem, a package problem, and a producing problem, okay? And so how are you going to actually pivot, package, and produce? Well, let's focus on the first P of pivot. How are you going to pivot? Well, here's how you're going to pivot. If you are thinking about starting a business, or if you've started a business and you're thinking about structuring it correctly, let's say if you're already in the process of structuring it correctly, you're just having a problem scaling it, then a part of your pivot is making sure that your business is started and structured correctly. This is one of the reasons why I talk so much about the holding company concept. Because if you don't start and structure your first business or your first nonprofit organization correctly, you're going to always have an issue when it's time to pivot. You know why? Because you're not going to be willing to step away, move away, walk away, disconnect from, or in other words, pivot out of something that you might be married to, which is not the best idea for you. So let me give you an example. If you started a business and your business was not a holding company, and your business was directly connected to a certain industry, whether it was for hair, whether it was for nails, whether it was a construction business, whether it was a trucking business, whether it was a landscaping business, whether it was an apparel business. Well, the problem with starting a business that is industry specific, the problem with that is when you are an entrepreneur, when you are a creative, you're most likely going to get bored with that one angle, with that one industry. And even if you don't get bored, you're still going to have more creative ideas that you want to break out and branch out into. But it's very difficult for you, let's say, to start an apparel business outside or within the ecosystem of your landscaping business. So if you have a hair business, all right, but you want to get into real estate, most likely you're not going to be able to understand, how am I going to do real estate with a hair business? Or how am I going to start selling clothes or start an app or start coaching when I have an apparel business? It really doesn't connect with you psychologically or mentally. This is why the first part of your pivot is making sure you start and you structure your business system or your nonprofit the correct way. And I've had a lot of conversations just in the first week of our coaching program with people who not only have for-profit business ideas, but they have nonprofit business ideas. And they have realized just in the first coaching session that how you structure your for-profit business as a holding company is very similar to how you're going to structure your nonprofit organization as a holding company. Now, you can't make a nonprofit organization a holding company, but you can actually still use the same umbrella concept. This is one of the reasons why I like for people to start their ministries as general global outreach ministries, or whatever the name of that ministry is, so that whatever they want to do under it, they're not limited to a certain ministry. So let's say, for example, I have a ministry called the School of Prophets. Now, if I build my whole ministry around the School of Prophets, that name, that specialized area, well, when I have an idea to do a prison ministry or to start a youth ministry or to branch out into some type of community program or initiative, it's hard for me to envision doing that community program or initiative under the umbrella of a School of Prophets ministries, when I should have had a general ministry like Next Level Ministries or even Ramonepreston Ministries, so that I can do many initiatives. I can have many programs and projects and ministries under it, because I have a general ministry that opens me up to endless possibilities. It's the same way with a for-profit. I'm not going to start an industry specific business. I'm going to start a holding company, and I'm going to let my holding company own an industry specific business, because what that does is it keeps me on the top as the CEO. It keeps me on the top of the mountain as the leader. So when you think about pivoting from a business or a organizational perspective, it's about making sure that you start and structure your business correctly. Now, when you're able to do that, now you can pivot in your mindset. Because remember, if you listen to what I just said about how you start and structure a business, you can see that the way it's started and structured helps to shape your mindset psychologically. It's no different than if you're sitting in a room that's square. You have a different perspective visually than you do if you're sitting in a room that's round. You have a different perspective or view than you do if you are sitting in a room that has glass all around you as opposed to drywall. You have a different perspective. So how you start and structure your organization, your nonprofit, your for-profit, is going to have a lot to do with how you shape your mind around that. So many people miss that one thing because they know how to go start an LLC. The problem is they started a LLC that was industry specific, which means they didn't need to be in a room mentally that was square. They needed to have a business that not only took them out of the room, but put them in a space that was unlimited, with no walls, with no ceilings, with no floors, with no doors. So the pivot part of what I'm talking about is for you to make sure that if you're starting a business, if you are structuring a business or a nonprofit, that it is started and structured the right way. This is one of the reasons why, and I'm really leaning into this more and more now that my wife and my personal assistant, the people who are close to me, now that they have really persuaded me and they've proven to me that this coaching program that I have launched is so life-changing for so many people. I really didn't see it that way because I'm more of a consultant, but because a lot of my consulting is tied into my coaching, they have had to persuade me through results in people's life that this is a powerful tool that can be used to help a lot of people. And so because I've leaned in it so much, I'm like a proponent of coaching and consulting. So if you've never had a professional coach, someone to, and I'm not talking about no life coach. Everybody a doggone life coach. I ain't talking about no doggone life coach. Everybody and their grandma a life coach. And the problem is all these life coaches and all these people who do all this work, they ain't even got no doggone business. They don't even have a business set up the right way. They're not even business owners. They just freelancers or side hustlers hollering about they're professionals. I'm talking about a business coach. I'm talking about a financial coach, somebody who knows how to help you put a proper entity, organizational structure together so that you can have the right frame of mind, so that psychologically you can see the bigger picture. Because when you're able to see the bigger picture, guess what happens? It helps you to not just pivot in terms of your entity or the business structure that you have put together, but it enables you to pivot mentally and psychologically. Because now you're able to see that, oh, if I have 15 ideas, I don't have to just pick one and give up 14. Because most people, if they have 15 ideas, they can't see how they can take 15 ideas and turn them into 15 different businesses. Because they like, how can I start 15 different businesses? But when you structure your company the right way, you can have one company with 15 different, it's like having a lake with 15 different streams, as opposed to trying to figure out, how do I create 15 lakes? You don't need 15 lakes. All you need is one lake with 15 streams or rivers flowing from that one body of water, which is how you have to structure your business system or your nonprofit. So pivoting is about starting and structuring your company, your ministry or your business the correct way. And trust me on this. I've done it so many times. I know how big of a mental and psychological impact it has on people when they start and structure their entities the right way. Most people that I sit down with and I talk to them about the holding company concept, it almost always happens. At some point in the conversation, they have that aha moment, like, oh, that's how that works. That's how you do it. You know why? Because they had a mental block. Can y'all agree with me on that? You know, like until they get it,
Yeah.
they don't got it. But the moment I explain the holding company concept to them and show them how it needs to be structured, almost all the time they say, oh, I get it. Oh, I was trying to figure out how that worked. In other words, they had a mental blockage. Psychologically, they were stuck in a room that they couldn't get out of. In other words, they couldn't pivot. It's like being on a basketball court, having a basketball, and you can't dribble anymore. So all you're doing is just pivoting on one foot, but you really can't move forward. That's what the pivot is about. The pivot is about you starting and structuring the right entity. All right? I want somebody to put in the comments, #pivot, because everybody needs to pivot, especially in this pandemic. I'm encouraging so many people in this season, please pivot. Please pivot. I'm telling you, we had our first coaching session with 10 of our coaching clients just last week. We got more lined up this week. If you're joining our coaching program this week, we're going to line you up this week with the second group that we have. But almost everybody that we've coached so far, and probably everybody that we coach moving forward throughout this 1-year coaching program, I guarantee you it's already the common denominator. It's already like unanimously proven that pivoting is the game in this season. Pivoting is the game. If you can't pivot, if you don't know how to pivot, and when I say pivot, I'm talking about first and foremost starting and structuring the right entity. Once you start and structure the right entity, now we can start pivoting or moving into how do we package all of these ideas that you have. So let's say you have started and structured your nonprofit organization the right way, your for-profit organization the right way, whatever it is. At least you have it started and structured correctly, and you now understand the holding company concept, so that now if you have one general umbrella company, all of your ideas, once we package them correctly, can fall under that umbrella. You don't have to have 4 or 5 separate entities. You can have one main entity, and all the other ideas, all the other concepts, all the other products and services can come up under that umbrella. That's called a division. And once they are developed or packaged as divisions, they can be introduced to the market. And when they take a life of their own, basically once they start making money, they can become subsidiaries. And so now that you have it started and structured correctly and you understand the concept, that's very important. If you don't understand the concept, that's what I'm training people on, to not only start and structure their companies the right way, but I'm also training them and coaching them and mentoring them on how do you run the day-to-day operations of a business conglomerate, because that's what you have to have in order to properly pivot and see success in that pivot. But then the pivot is going to bring you into the packaging, because now you have to get into packaging. What do you mean packaging? Well, if you got 20 ideas, those ideas mean nothing if you can't convert those ideas into a product or into a service. All right, I want somebody to put the word package, #package, in the comments. #package. Because once you pivot, that means once you start and structure your company properly and you learn how to run the day-to-day operations of it, the next thing you have to do is what? Okay. Come on, I can't hear nobody. I want you to put #package. So again, if you don't know how to pivot from the perspective that I gave you, I'm going to give you an opportunity to join our coaching program. I ain't even gonna cap on them and tell them what I did this weekend. I'm probably gonna wait to talk about that during the mastermind.
Oh, I thought you was gonna tell me.
Well, because I'm investing I'll just say this much. I have already invested tens of thousands of dollars
It's time.
on a couple different things, like real money. We're not talking about fake money. We ain't talking about play. You know, a lot of people be capping. Oh, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, I'm about it. But there's a substantial amount of money that I have already invested, and in certain things that are directly connected to my 1-year coaching program. And one of the reasons why I have made these kinds of investments, I'm talking about big ticket investments, is because I want to show real numbers and real results to our coaching clients so that they can see you think you're investing a lot on your level, but you're investing it into a program that you believe is going to take you to a different level. But in order for me to be able to get to my next level, there are investments I have to make as well. So I can't preach to the choir and tell the choir to do something that I'm never willing to do. Now, the people who know me and my wife know we don't mind sowing seeds. We don't mind investing. That's what got us to where we are now. We'll pull the trigger in a New York minute when it comes to investing in our business. And that doesn't mean we're investing in ourselves like, oh, I'm spending that money on me. No, I'm spending that money with other businesses. I'm paying other people. I'm taking what other people have as products and services, and I'm using them to be a better version of myself and to have a better business. This is the type of investment I'm encouraging people like you to make when it comes to not just our Blueprint Game Plan as a virtual training platform, but for your own personal development and your business development through professional services like business coaching and business consulting. You have to. If you never make those types of investments, you never get to where you're going. And I've been saying that all last week, because it's like everybody that purchases the Blueprint Game Plan, it's a virtual training platform. Everybody that purchases it, they enjoy the content, they learn a lot, but it's a total different vibe. It's a total different level of anointing. It's a total different impartation and activation that you get when you're actually getting it in person through a higher level of training, a higher tier of a product or service or a program. And so it's very important for you to understand that. So once you pivot in terms of starting and structuring your company and learning the nuances, learning the in and outs of how to run the day-to-day operations of your holding company, now that you have it started and structured properly, you got to pivot into the packaging. So that means you have to take all your ideas, all your skill sets, all your giftings, all the things that you know you should be doing that you're not necessarily doing. And if you're doing them, you should be making money from them or monetizing them, and you're not yet. It's because they may not be packaged correctly. So that may mean, and I've seen this just this week with the 10 people that the first group of 10 people that we've coached just this week. I've seen this. Some of them had amazing products. Some of them had amazing services, but they were not monetizing, which means they wasn't making no money. Nobody was purchasing their products. Nobody was purchasing their services. Or if they had products and services, either nobody was purchasing them, or they just had the idea or the concept, like the skeleton of it, but they just had it on their mind. They had it on paper. So the packaging part is you taking all those ideas, all those concepts, all those skill sets, the things that you know you should be doing, whether it's nonprofit or for-profit or both. And if it's both, that means you got to take all those things down. You literally have to itemize them all, and you have to decide which one is nonprofit, which one is for-profit. So if you're like me and you're running a nonprofit and for-profit organization, there are some products and services that you have that might just be free products and services that you provide through your ministry. But then you've got to make sure that you have products and services that you could provide through your business. If you're just strictly business, you got to make sure that everything that makes you who you are, I'm talking about from a professional perspective, your core competencies. You've got to make sure that those things are reflected in the products and services that you are packaging and putting together. Like I know you wouldn't be surprised, but you might be surprised at how many people are selling products and services or trying to introduce certain things to the market through their business that don't even reflect their core competencies. They don't even reflect their core competencies. So for example, the blueprint game plan that we provide through our online virtual training platform, it reflects my core competencies. I know I'm good with math. I know I'm good with financial literacy. I know I'm economically savvy. I know I'm good understanding certain things that make up financial literacy. I know I'm good when it comes to entrepreneurship. I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 18 years and have never had to go back into the workforce, so I know something. I'm good. My core competency is centered around starting and structuring holding companies and understanding the concept and how to run them. I'm good with real estate investing. My wife and I have been in real estate since we've been married. That's what we've done as entrepreneurs full time. I'm good with family legacy wealth building because I have built a family legacy. So everything that you see in that blueprint is a reflection of my core competencies. All right? There are certain things that might not be in that blueprint game plan training program. You know why? Because they don't reflect my core competencies. If you look at my coaching program, if you look at my consulting business, we consult people on a professional level, whether it's an entrepreneur or whether it's a real estate investor or whether it's a investment group of entrepreneurs. We consult people on our core competencies. We show them how to start, structure, and scale whatever it is that they're doing. We help them put the pieces of their business or their conglomerate or organizational puzzle together. So my point is, all of the products and services that my wife and I bring to the market and introduce that we monetize from are made up of things that reflect our core competencies. So when you package your ideas, your concepts, your skill sets, you're taking them and you're converting them into products and services. So that means if you're good at this one thing, we got to figure out, okay, what other things that you're good at that you can attach to that one thing. Once we figure out those 3 or 4 things or 8 or 9 things or 15 or 20 things that make your core competency, now we have to package those things in the form of a product that you can at least prepare to introduce to the market. So now, guess what happens? You don't just have an idea of what you want to do. I want to just help people, or I want to serve young men, or I want to touch the lives of this group of people. Well, I have to take all the things that I'm good at when it comes to helping people like that, or serving people like that, or providing this product to this group of people, and I have to figure out how can I package it in a way that I can introduce it as, this is a phone, this is the product that I have, this is a training course, this is a coaching program, this is a consulting business, this is a motivational speaking engagement booking request form. Whatever it is as a product and service, I have to have those things packaged in a way so that when I send my text message out to everybody, when I send my email out to everybody, when I tell everybody I'm starting my business or I'm launching my ministry, I have certain things packaged in a way that they can see not just what I do and what I'm good at, but they can also see or identify with how they can support me, how they can help make an exchange with what I have to not only bring value to them, but monetize my business, if that makes sense. So that's a part of the packaging. And then we have the producing. Once you package it, once you figure out your products and your services and you package them and you attach a certain dollar amount to them, I don't care how you feel about it. I don't think I've sat down with one entrepreneur, honestly, in all these years of consulting people and recently coaching people. I don't think I've sat down with one entrepreneur that was comfortable properly pricing their products and services. I don't think I've sat down with one. But once you package it, it's just like this package here, this package of mints. Somebody had an idea to make sure people's breath ain't stink. And they had an idea to create something that could be small enough and efficient enough for people to just pop and just use when they want to. But they had to take that idea, formulate the mints, package it in a way, but once they packaged it and made it look like they feel like it needs to look to reflect what they're good at. Now, this ain't bubble gum, because they not in the bubble gum business, right? This ain't candy canes. This ain't caramel pieces of candy. They're mints. Here's my point. They packaged it, and guess what else they did? They attached a price to it so that when they introduced it to the market, they had a price to it. So they already knew when they got to the produce part, they already knew how many of these they needed to exchange with people like me who wanted fresh breath in an efficient way. They knew how many of these they needed to exchange in order to stay in business, in order to pay the bills. So the produce side is you taking your ideas, taking your dreams and your skill sets, properly packaging them, attaching a price to them, and then figuring out what market do I need to go into? What doors do I need to knock on? What social media platforms do I need to enter into? Who do I need to call? Who do I need to email? Who do I need to get this thing in front of so that when they see it and they see the price associated to it, they can make an educated decision or an emotional decision to do it. That's how you produce. And so for those of you that are being challenged, if you're having an issue with any of these three, I'm telling you what you need. You don't just need to get education, but you really need mentoring. You need coaching. You need somebody to walk with you play by play to get you through this process and to help you create action steps, or what I call a game plan, so that we can monitor your milestones. So if you need that, I want you to reach out to me today, because we're still offering our 1-year, 52-week business coaching program. As I mentioned earlier, we've already conducted our first one-on-one coaching sessions with the first phase of our people last week, about 10 of them. We're looking to conduct our first phase with our second group this week. I want you to be a part of that group. I want you to get in now while we're like on the early stages, just like the first few days of our business coaching program. And here's what we're going to do. When, I'm not even going to say if, when you join our business coaching program, you're going to get 52 weeks of one-on-one coaching sessions. They can be in person. Some of them can be in person or Zoom. This is what the 52-week schedule is going to be made up of. It's going to be made up of one-on-one coaching sessions, one-on-one coaching calls, group coaching masterminds, which you actually have 4 group coaching masterminds, which means within this 1-year program, we're going to have 1 group coaching mastermind every quarter. So every 3 months, we'll all come together as a group within a mastermind, and it's going to give you an opportunity to not only cross-pollinate with other business owners, but it's going to give you an opportunity to share your process, to learn other people's process. And as you cross-pollinate, you may even find partners or people who can co-labor with you to get you further quicker. We're also offering with our group coaching masterminds that are free for this one-year business coaching program, we're giving you 5 additional free vouchers. So basically, all of our masterminds that we host, they're $99. That's what the special is for our masterminds, which means if you're not a part of our coaching program, you can attend any of our masterminds for $99. So what we're doing for those who are in our business coaching program, we're of course giving you free access to it. You have your free VIP ticket, but we're giving you 5 additional ones for each coaching mastermind. So that's like $2,400 within the course of the year that we're just giving you free, because if you have people on your team, volunteers, family members, spouse, children, somebody, whoever that's connected to you that you want to be in that same environment, we're giving you at least 5 free vouchers for a $500 value for them and your free VIP ticket so you can come to these masterminds. We're also giving you 1 year free access to our Ultimate Blueprint Game Plan program. So that means you're going to have access to every training course we have on our platform: the financial literacy program, the entrepreneurship program, the holding company startup kit, the real estate investment program, the network marketing and sales and independent contractors program, the church and nonprofit program, and we're adding a new program for family legacy wealth building. So we have a lot that we're going to be doing in this 52-week program. Truth is, every week of this 52-week program, we have some touch point. So every week there's something you're going to be doing for 52 weeks. Let me tell you something. Just the idea of connecting to a program that's going to hold you accountable for 52 weeks is going to change your life. We were just sitting here strategizing this morning, and we were preparing for my personal assistant to start reaching out to the members and the clients that are already in our program, and just the assignments that we've already put together and the things that we're already following up with some of our clients with. It's already spectacular. It's unbelievable what some of them have already accomplished just in the first week. But I really think it's because once you make that commitment, it flips a switch in your mind. It's kind of like the pivot. It's easy for you to pivot once you break out of the box. Once you make that commitment and you say, you know what, I'm in, it just does something for you. So if you want to be a part of our 1 year business coaching program, have a 52-week touch point with me and my team, and other amazing entrepreneurs who really want to go to 6 figures and beyond within this 12-month period, I want you to text the word coaching. Text the word coaching. Text the word coaching to 404-478-7213. That number and information is in the comments. It seems like my time is just about up. We've got a lot of coaching sessions to conduct this week, and so we're going to be as prompt as we can. Again, if you have any questions, any concerns that you would like to address with what apprehensions you might have connecting with our business coaching program or committing to 1 year, I would love to speak with you and to give you more clarity and more information on that. You can also visit our main web portal to find out what the benefits of our 1 year coaching program are. That web portal is Ramonepreston.com. Ramonepreston.com. When you go to Ramonepreston.com, you can click on coaching. It'll direct you to our university training platform, and you'll see what all the benefits are of our 1 year business coaching program. Congratulations to all of you that have already made that commitment. Congratulations to all of you that are already moving and shaking. Congratulations to all of you that have already made the pivot, created the package, and you're out there producing. If you're not executing all 3, please reach out to me. I want to help you, whether it's with our consulting, our business blueprint game plans, or our 1 year coaching program. I love y'all, appreciate all of you, and I want you to have an amazing day. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 12